Number one, CT5. Um, I have a question for all of you guys. What do you think would be, um, this is really relating to, I guess, virtual technology, YouTube, MySpace, and things of that nature. What do you think would be a positive use of it? I mean, I've come across a lot of channels that are not necessarily destructive, but I guess they're used in a way that isn't really. It's used. I don't know how to describe it. Um, it's not destructive. It's not negative, but it's not necessarily educational either. Using it to entertain, for example, you find a television show on there or something of that nature. Um, and I think there should be, as far as gaining access to a channel, for instance, a particular. Um, I think it should be at the very least 16, 16 and above, because at that point you do understand that technology like this is used in many different ways, entertainment wise, education wise, and so on. You know, not just how to use it, but when. And I grew up on a time at a time when YouTube and MySpace and Facebook and things of that nature never existed. And so for me, it wasn't necessarily new technology, but I mean, I used, I've gained a lot of acquaintances and friends over the years whom I've talked with through those mediums. So for me, a lot of that was used as a communication tool. And in addition to, for example, um, video chatting platforms, due to the fact that acquaintances, friends, and family are out of state or even out of the country. And so I think as far as uploading videos, there should be, again, there is a filter saying for kids or not for kids. And I don't think kids should have access to uploading anything without parental, I guess, parental supervision. And secondly, I don't think these kids should be allowed to. I think I can understand certain subjects, but even then, kids don't really understand how to use it, much less when. And so, some of these technologies are used as a weapon. As mentioned earlier in one of my previous episodes, these you have online harassment and online bullying, and so that creates a problem. That's when it's used as a weapon, not a positive tool. And so I very much appreciate your thoughts and opinions on this. Comments are more than welcome. I think in my case, I've posted things, let's say pictures and pictures of family and friends, and pictures of very close acquaintances that are not destructive, that are very positive memories in my case. And so that's used as a platform for family, friends, and acquaintances to have a positive memory. And so that's, I think one positive way in which it should be used. But using these things as, pardon me, as weapons, I mean, I've seen this just all over the place. In certain support groups, they just go absolutely AWOL, and it's not a positive thing. And when a support group is not moderated properly, it can be a very negative experience for some. And what's the point of a support group if it's used in a negative manner? It's not a support group, that's a group of people who are harassing others. And so I think, once again, an age limit should be imposed on using this as a tool, and parents and friends and acquaintances should teach these kids, or for lack of a better term, not kids but adolescents, how to use it and when to use it. And technology should be, I shouldn't necessarily use the term limited, but that's probably the best way that I can describe this. Because it's not a social network by a long shot, unless your friends or family are out of state or out of the country. In which case, yes, that is a social network. But if you have friends that are in state, in city, that you can go see in person, then that is a social network. Because a computer doesn't exist. In this case, it is physical contact, it is face-to-face interaction, and I think that's the way it really should be. When you close the door and you open a computer, that's not social networking by any means at all. That's social isolation, really. When you have a friend or family member that's in state, in city, and you can go see them on, let's say, a monthly basis. And once again, I grew up where this technology never existed. And so the networking for me was, riding a bike to my friend's house and spending a weekend with them. And I think that should be more common these days than just opening a computer. And so, once again, I would really appreciate your thoughts on this, to develop a kind of, for lack of a better phrase, understanding of, and something that is a common ground, saying, okay, well, how would you think it could be used as a positive tool and an educational tool? Once again, this is CT5, signing off until next time. If you would hit the like and subscribe button also, that would be appreciated, so that this channel can expand to have more videos such as this. Till next time, thank you.